Hello, my name's Theodore Brunn, and I'm the author of this book, A Mighty Dawn. But before I talk about that, I just want to say a word or two about myself. So I'm an Englishman, but I'm actually half Danish as well. My father's fully Danish, and my grandfather moved to England from Denmark just before the Second World War. So I actually have a bit of Viking blood, if you like, coursing around my veins. Today I want to say a big hello to all the members of the Grimfrost community. It's a real pleasure to be able to speak to you and to present to you what is in fact my debut novel, A Mighty Dawn. So what's it about? Well, this is epic fiction, very much in the same vein as those old myths and sagas like Beowulf or Sigurd the Dragon Slayer from the saga of the Volsung, which I hope might mean something to many of you. It's set in reality, but as you'll see, it has a very kind of mythic quality, mythic feel to it as well, which strays towards the edges of what you or I might accept as reality in this day and age. The story opens at the dawn of the Viking Age, or you might even say it's in the darkness before the dawn, because actually it begins in the very early 8th century up in the north of Jutland, in what's now modern-day Denmark. In essence, it's a coming-of-age story about a guy called Håkon. So he's a young man, a young warrior, who's the chosen son of a chieftain of a small tribe in the north of Jutland. So Håkon's progression into manhood comes spectacularly off the rails when a long-concealed lie within his family comes to light. And this effectively destroys the life that he knows and forces him to go into exile and to find a new identity for himself and get caught up in new adventures in the strange and dangerous world of Old Norse Scandinavia, having to contend with, of course, other warriors, kings and queens and demons and wild beasties and shapeshifters and shamans, to name just a few. And of course, he also has to overcome his own inner demons at the same time. It's very exciting. There's a lot of fighting, there's a lot of action, but it also has some very strange, almost fantastical elements within it as well. But any fantasy is kind of very much in keeping with the fears and the worldview of the Old Norse peoples and those people living in Scandinavia at the time. It's also a very human story, I think, and therefore relatable, about this young kid who loses everything and has to rebuild his life and refine his own a new identity. So, to find out more, A Mighty Dawn, get your hands on a copy. In fact, I've just handed in the sequel, A Sacred Storm, which will be out in June, so look out for that. It only remains for me to say thank you very much to Ava and the team at Grimfrost for allowing me this opportunity to present to you. It will be available on their website, and I hope many of you get a chance to enjoy it. A Mighty Dawn. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.